In this lecture, we're going to discuss strength, one of the four most important components of fitness. Physical activity plays an essential role in the quality of life because it increases energy and promotes physical, mental, and psychological well-being. Physical activity and exercise also serve as preventive medicine. Strength is an infinitely complex concept that cannot be adequately described in a single idea or thought process. To simplify the definition of strength in fitness-related terms, we can describe it as the ability to contract our muscles with maximum force, given certain constraints. These constraints are factors that place limits on how our bodies perform, and they can stem from a variety of factors. Structural or anatomical factors dictate the body's efficiency. Physiological and biochemical factors control how internal systems work to create energy, repair stressed tissues, and promote growth in response to training. Psychoneural and psychosocial factors come into play with how skills, attitudes, belief systems, and pain tolerance interrelate to allow your body to function at peak efficiency. Lastly, external and environmental factors, such as weather, gravity, or equipment, can be manipulated to produce greater force output. Strength can be categorized as limit strength, absolute strength, speed strength, explosive strength, anaerobic strength, linear strength endurance, nonlinear strength endurance, and aerobic strength. Limit strength is the amount of musculoskeletal force you can generate for one all-out effort. It is your athletic foundation. Absolute strength is the same as limit strength, only achieved while without the influence of work-producing aids, such as supplements, hypnosis, or therapeutic techniques. Speed strength, also referred to as power, is how well you apply force with speed. There are two types of strength under the general heading of speed strength: starting strength and explosive strength. Anaerobic strength is the strength used in activities that rely on anaerobic metabolic pathways for energy. Aerobic strength is highly dependent on cardiovascular endurance, as it involves exerting force. And at the same time, it supplies the muscles with oxygen and removes metabolic waste. Linear strength endurance is the ability to continue at one activity performed repetitively, such as running a marathon or performing multiple repetitions in bodybuilding. Finally, nonlinear strength endurance is the ability to perform actions over and over again, but not continuously. An example of this would be a powerlifting competition, where a series of maximum lifts are performed over the course of the meet, with rest periods in between. The strength curve is the written attempt to analyze the components of strength production in all human movement, and is broken down into 7 interrelated factors. The 7 factors of strength are the angle of Q, the angle of A, force, time, the relationship between force and time, the relationship between limit strength and Fmax, and the amortization phase. These 7 factors provide a visual description of the force of movement. Taking a look at the chart, you will see a straight line tangent to the ascending curve. The angle between this line and the x-axis is the angle of Q representing starting strength, which, as the name implies, is the amount of strength needed to start the movement. The steeper this line, the more effort is required. The angle of A is simply this same measurement, but with tangents drawn higher on the curve. This represents the continued application of force, and whether or not it increases, decreases, or stays the same. In this example, the angle of A decreases relative to the angle of Q. This means that the required force to complete the movement decreases over time. Force is measured on the y-axis, and Fmax represents your maximum force output. Time is shown on the x-axis. The time between the beginning of the concentric phase of the movement and Fmax is known as Tmax. Tmax represents the speed of the movement. Fmax divided by Tmax is the definition of explosive strength, and it describes the relationship between time and force. You can increase explosive strength in 2 ways. One is by decreasing Tmax, as shown by this curve, where Tmax is shorter and Fmax remains the same. The other is by increasing Fmax, as shown in this curve, where Fmax is greater, but Tmax remains the same. The relationship between limit strength and Fmax is one that relates specifically to functional strength. Training for limit strength may cause you to go beyond a point where your strength to weight ratio is greatest. For athletes, especially power athletes, this can be detrimental to their performance on the field. When Fmax approaches absolute limit strength, this can have a detrimental effect on movement speed and explosive strength. For this reason, it is not necessary for athletes who rely on speed and explosiveness to approach limit strength with their Fmax. The amortization phase, the first dip in the curve on the graph, represents the transition from backward to forward, such as pitching a baseball or dropping into the bottom of a squat before exploding upwards. It is ideal to improve the strength curve for optimal performance, and there are a number of ways to do this. Both anaerobic and aerobic strength can be improved to levels far beyond the norm by training to improve the 7 factors on the strength curve. Although continually training for limit strength should be left to those who compete in powerlifting competitions, limit strength provides a foundation for all further training, and improving limit strength should be first on your list when improving the strength curve. Acceleration ability is best improved by increasing explosive strength. Acceleration running drills and Olympic lifts can be used for this purpose. Explosive training can also enhance starting strength. Improving speed strength can be done by training explosively with weights and a proper conditioning program. To improve amortization, both plyometrics and skill training are particularly effective. The 4 basic forms of fitness equipment available on the market today to increase strength are constant resistance devices, variable resistance devices, accommodating resistance devices, and static resistance devices. Constant resistance devices, such as a dumbbell or barbell, exert constant resistance from the beginning to the completion of an exercise movement. Variable resistance devices, such as weights mounted on cables and pulleys, exert forces that roughly coincide with the natural variance in each joint's leverage. There are benefits to both systems. Constant resistant free weights allow for more natural movement and strengthen stabilizer muscles in addition to targeted muscles, whereas variable resistance cable and pulley devices allow optimal stress for each muscle through a full range of motion. Accommodating resistance devices allow you to exert maximum resistance through the full range of movement. Unlike variable resistance devices, accommodating resistance devices do not change the resistance. Instead, they control the speed of the movement. An example of an accommodating resistance device is an exercise bicycle where friction controls how fast you can pedal. Static resistance devices mainly deal with isometrics, where you exert force against a solid, immovable object. Training in this manner is thought to help overcome sticking points in a movement's range. Different pieces of fitness equipment are designed for different purposes. Choose the type of resistance that best fit your client's strength goals. Resistance bands and chains have started popping up in gyms and health clubs around the globe in recent years as viable pieces of exercise equipment. Both bands and chains can be added to most standard exercises in order to increase the effectiveness and the difficulty of an exercise, thereby increasing the potential for added benefits in strength, power, explosiveness, general performance, and increases in lean muscle. Calisthenics are a form of exercise consisting of a variety of simple movements that are intended to increase body strength and flexibility by using the weight of one's own body. Calisthenic exercises are actually a special application of constant resistance technology. Common forms are push-ups, pull-ups, jumping jacks, and stretching exercises. Calisthenics can be used to improve cardiovascular and strength endurance, strength, and flexibility. It is important to remember that if your muscles do not receive more stress than what you are used to, you will not benefit from the exercise. If calisthenic movements are too easy, simply begin with free weights or machines. A tool that is both easy to use and transport for increasing strength is the dumbbell. Dumbbells are advantageous for a number of reasons. They require more stabilization and therefore stimulate the synergistic or helping muscles. This improves overall strength and protects against potential injuries. Dumbbell exercises are much more versatile than machines or barbells and can be tailored to more closely match the neurological patterns of associated sports. There are several different kinds of dumbbells: kettlebells, solid dumbbells, fixed plate dumbbells, oversized grip dumbbells, Olympic dumbbells, smart dumbbells, and power block dumbbells. The Power Block adjustable dumbbells take up very little space and transport easily. Most exercise machines are made to fit the theoretical average person. If you are of average build, positioning on most machines should allow you to do the exercise in a relatively safe manner. However, for short, tall, or obese people, exercise machines may be dangerous. Factors to consider when working on machines are adjustability, range of motion, and balance. As certified fitness trainers, we must make sure that any machines we use are going to provide our clients with a safe and effective workout. Be sure to adjust any machines appropriately to diminish the chance of injury and to work the joints through a full range of motion. If your client needs to improve balance, machines may not be the best choice. Kettlebells are yet another valuable and easy-to-use tool that can be included in essentially any comprehensive training program. Many different kinds of dumbbells exist, each having unique and distinct advantages. Kettlebells have been shown to have the distinct ability to simultaneously build core stability, coordination, endurance, strength, power, and flexibility. 4 of the most popular kettlebell exercises include clean and jerks, snatches, swings, and twists. Free weights and machines are not our only options in strength development. Other devices in training are medicine balls, stability balls, and what is often referred to as unstable surface training by using such equipment as BOSU balls. Stability balls and BOSU balls can be of great advantage to the certified fitness trainer, as they can offer an added element of core stabilization and increased improvement of strength and force output. They can be used in a variety of manners, including core training, and as a substitute for a standard weight bench. Medicine balls, which range between 2 and 18 pounds, are an excellent means of training for upper body speed strength. There are 3 basic grips used in weight training. The supinated grip is when your palms are facing up. A pronated grip is when your palms are facing down. A neutral grip is with your thumbs up, like a handshake. Some less commonly known grips are the alternated grip and the hook grip. An alternated grip, which is often used on barbell deadlifts, is one with hand supinated and the other hand promoted. A hook grip is similar to a pronated grip, but with the thumb wrapped around the bar. Utilizing different grips allows you to target different muscles. Breathing plays an important role in exercise and relaxation. The stronger your respiratory muscles are, the more effective your cardiovascular endurance. Respiratory fatigue occurs before cardiovascular fatigue. So, learning to breathe properly can enhance your endurance, as well as your lifting. New trainees should exhale through the sticking point and inhale during the less strenuous portion of the lifts. The sticking point, or amortization phase, is the transition from eccentric to concentric contraction. Structural exercises that load the vertical column, can benefit from the Valsalva maneuver. The Valsalva maneuver involves expiring against a closed glottis, which, when combined with contracting muscles of the abdomen and rib cage muscles, creates rigidity in the entire torso, and this aids in supporting the vertebral column. It's basically taking a deep breath, holding the breath, and exerting at the same time. The Valsalva maneuver is only recommended for experienced lifters during exercises that require back support. Blood pressure rises quickly during the Valsalva maneuver, and it is not for beginners. Also, even if your client is an experienced lifter, but has high blood pressure or other circulatory system or heart problems, avoid heavy resistance and breath holding. The purpose of the general warm-up is to increase the functional potential of the body as a whole, whereas the purpose of the specific warm-up is to establish the optimal relationship between the forthcoming movements. A proper warm-up will increase the rate at which the muscles contract, electrical activity of the muscle, limit strength, and the amount of time a muscle can stay contracted. It will also improve the connective tissue's ability to accept force and reduce the potential for injury. Warm-ups can also psychologically prepare the individual for the workout. It is recommended that at the end of an exercise session, you spend 5 to 10 minutes cooling down with light aerobic activity. The cool down serves to return the body to its resting state and can help remove lactic acid and diminish workout soreness. Executing proper form and technique is a great way to ensure exercise effectiveness. In your course materials, you will find descriptions of several exercises in the unit on strength that include proper execution of the movement. Ensuring proper form is essential when working with clients for both effectiveness and safety. Strength is one of 4 components of health-related fitness. In our next lecture, we shall explore the remaining 3 components, which are cardiovascular endurance, flexibility, and body composition. Performance-related fitness includes all of these components and also includes power, agility, speed, and balance. As ISSA personal trainers, we need to understand all 8 components, paying special attention to strength, cardiovascular fitness, flexibility, and body composition.